So AJ sent us this message in our group thread, and what the guy was tweeting, I can't remember the guy's name right now, but he basically said it was something to the effect of anybody who thinks $100,000 is a lot of money is kidding themselves.
Yes. And to a lot of people hearing that, $100,000 sounds like a lot of money. It's more than your annual salary. It's more than what the contract stated that you would make at EY, Deloitte, or anywhere else. But at the end of the day, it's more than you're making at your daddy's IT firm too. At the end of the day, $100,000 is not that much money. Legitimately. $100,000, an average house in Atlanta, if you're not in the middle of the city, you're looking at closer to $500,000. You're looking at $800,000, somewhere in that range. $100,000 won't even get you an eighth of that house. And that's your revenue for the year. Pre-tax. There's something wrong there.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like there are so many psychological heuristics that are at play in our day-to-day lives. And that six-figure mark is such a heuristic of people here. Like, that's when you go from 5 to 6 digits. That's when the number that we typically hear, that 100,000 has such a gravity to it, because at the end of the day, please, nobody get this misunderstood. James and I are not saying that we don't appreciate $100,000. I appreciate the hell out of $100,000.
You want to give me $100,000? I'll take it.
I'm your guy. But
right here.
It's acknowledging that even though there are some people who make $20K, when I was at UGA, my salary on paper, pre-tax, pre-benefits, expenses was $30K, right? So it's like on paper, that's $2,500 a month. I was touching like 17, 18.
Same thing when I was at the sheriff's office.
You see?
The sheriff's office. Right there over $30K, like $31,500 pre-tax. My checks were not that big.
And so it's like, on one hand, I can understand there's some people who are like, and granted, we're just using this 100K as an example right now. It's an easy example. But when somebody might be coming from 30K or below, even what a lot of people make when they come out of college, which is right that 50 to 60K mark, maybe 70, depending on where you live, understanding for a lot of people, sure, 6 figures could be life-changing. But if 6 figures is life-changing, how life-changing could 7, could 8 figures be, right? And so just that stretch of the mind, of the imagination, because another risk, I would say, is that when people achieve what they thought they couldn't, that's a pivotal crossroad, because either then complacency can kick in, because it's like, okay, cool, I got all my chores done. All right, time to go watch TV. Or that's when they say, all right, bet. Now we 10X it, right? And I think that's really what the root of this conversation is about, is how can one build the skill set of stretching the bounds of their imagination?
Yeah, the actual $100,000 mark is not what this is about at all. So I think that for starters, to even get to a place where you can conceive that you can do, maybe it's hit a mile time at a certain place. It's this fast of a mile, or lift this much weight, or cook food that tastes closest to Gordon Ramsay. It's all these things. Thinking bigger, we're talking about it in monetary terms, but thinking bigger could mean that you're just thinking closer to the actualization of a goal, and that be something that plays into wherever you're trying to go in life. Again, weight, could be the money, could be a car that you're driving. You could have thought that your life would be, I'm going to go be a 9 to 5 in a cubicle, and you find out that you love to write, and you never give any energy to thinking that you could be a writer, quote unquote. But had you done that on your deathbed, you look back and you say, damn it. There's the AVI of me standing next to me, where I was a New York Times bestseller author 10 times over. There's, I forget who says this. I was listening to something not too long ago, and it might have been Les Brown. It might have been it's someone like that, E.T. or Eric Thomas or someone along those lines. But like, on your deathbed, all of the risks that you didn't take, all of the things that you wanted to do that you didn't bring to life because you were scared, or you said, I've got time. They'll all be looking back at you. They'll all be looking back at you as you're about to take your last breath. Do you want to be in a position where the individuals that are staring back at you are all the manifestations that you could have accomplished, the things that you could have been if you had just believed in yourself a little bit more. And Sae'Von laughs a little bit at the, as you're on your deathbed there potentially, because I almost died in the car today. And that was a very, very aggressive reminder that life is precious, very close to getting smashed by a semi.